Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Chad and Johyko. Welcome, y'all. How we feeling today?
Hey, everybody.
This is the couple I have been waiting for. This is the lady who took off her wig and matched with Chad. I am looking forward to hearing this catch up, but it's not looking good. I mean, virtual to both people are virtual. They're not in the studio together. That to me sends off a bad vibe. And that t-shirt she's wearing, I don't know. My favorite ex, I remember one of the Pop the Balloons, a lady had a shirt on that say, I am my ex's favorite, or my ex is my favorite, or something like that. But we'll see what happens. I have my fingers crossed.
Hey, feeling great.
Well, it's good to have you guys back. We did have you both on episode 22 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you ended up matching. All right, so then, is it a yes for you, for her?
It's a yes.
And is it a yes for you, for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! I'll take this mic, and you guys can go on up. Oh, give it up for them, y'all! Okay, so obviously we saw on your episode there was quite a moment that went viral that included our lovely Miss Johyko. So, so Johyko, walk us through that moment when you were like, you know what, this wig is coming off. Like, tell us what was going through your mind. Like, just walk us through everything.
Should I give you like the entire backstory of how, like?
No. We don't need all that. Just let us know, like, what made you be like, you know what, I'm gonna take my wig off.
Arlette is saying no. Get straight to the point. Tell me what was happening right there in the moment when you decided to do it. When you decided to do that viral act of taking off the wig.
Well, it was Hubert. You know, like the fact that he mentioned me having braids and lumps, and at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not going to walk off this set and let millions of people assume that I had like some big old messed up braids to the point where they can be seen under a full custom made wig. So I was like, it was more so for that reason, you know? And then I'm just known to snatch wigs. I have no problem taking off wigs anywhere, whoever, wherever. So I don't need the wigs, you know? So yeah.
Okay, no, and honestly, like when you took it off, the hairstyle underneath, sis, I was like, why did she wear the wig? Why?
I know we probably would have had a backstory to know why she actually wore it. I know she just said during the taping something about she wanted to just do something different. So she put the wig on when she came. But she does look amazing. Even in this catch-up video, she looks amazing without the wig. I mean, she just has a beautiful face. And she seems to have a beautiful aura, a personality. She seems like a great person. So I still got my fingers crossed on this one.
Yeah, I had to do it. I had to. It was just, even though the question was, or the statement was said like a few moments before, it was still in the back of my head. And I'm like, nah. So it was just a moment that I was thinking subconsciously, like, you're either going to walk off here and let people talk you through the mud about you having some dookie braids and lumps, or you're going to show them that you don't have any. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to show them, because, you know, some people, they will never take a wig off anywhere. Like, I'm very confident. Yeah. I know I look good with or without it, so I had no problem taking it off and proving a point. So
yeah, you do. You definitely look great both ways. So Chad, during that moment, you were like, "Don't do it."
Sure did.
Well, Danny said the full "don't do it." I was about to say it, and then I saw her do it, and I was like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which do you prefer? Wig on, wig off? What, when you saw her?
She looked beautiful both ways, but if I had to choose, I would say wig off.
Great answer.
Okay, good. Johyko, see, not too many people can pull it all off, so you go ahead, girl.
Thank you.
All right, so to go ahead and get into the juicy topic at hand that everybody tunes into these catch-ups to know all about. So since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
That was the plan, right, Chad? The plan was definitely for,
The plan. Oh my goodness. It's not sounding good at all. The plan. Okay, okay. Let's see what happened.
either he was going to come here. I've never been to Vegas. I've always wanted to go. So the plan was to, but we have not. We have not.
Okay. And where are you at again, Johyko, if you could remind us?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay. That's a little bit of a distance. But what happened?
I travel. Yeah. That doesn't really get into the way. Distance is nothing for me. So
okay. So what got in the way then?
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, conversation with Chad was amazing. Like, we still talk. We talk every day, almost. Not, I wouldn't say every day, but we definitely check in on each other. I check in on him. But I would say the first thing that transpired when we all were leaving the set from that evening, and we were headed over to the spot that we end up hanging out after, and we were talking, and he told me that he was divorced, like myself. I think just about as long, like a year and a half. He was like, I'm in a similar situation like you. I've been divorced a year and a half. But then I noticed that he said wife like twice. Wow. So I was like, you sure?
That has happened to me before. When someone was divorced and they said my wife, and I'm like, hey, it does cause you to wonder, like, are you divorced? Are you not divorced? Is this just something you're saying because you've been saying wife for so many years and you're just getting used to not saying it, and then you slip up every now and again? But let's go ahead.
You're divorced? Because this is the second time that you've mentioned wife. And he was like, no, like, I am, like, it just happens, which I don't do it so much anymore because I've been divorced 7 years. But I do know that, sometimes you're so used to calling somebody something. But I just had to ask, because this is not the first time you said wife. This is the second time. So that was the first thing. And then as we're talking and getting to know each other a little more, he was just talking about his divorce again. So I had asked him, well, when did you file specifically? And he said that it's the divorce is not final.
No.
But
oh my God.
He is.
That is terrible. This is terrible because she seems like a really great young lady, and she definitely knows what she wants. And I'm sure she does not want to date somebody that is married, in any type of situation, let alone a married situation. I mean, it is best to sever all ties before you start something new with someone else. For many reasons, many reasons. I mean, especially nowadays, people are so, I'm can I say crazy? Like, people would do the most insane things for thinking their mate is cheating with you. And it just puts a lot of people in danger. So it's just safe to be completely detached when you start something new. So this is really, really, really sad to find out that he went on the show knowing his divorce wasn't even final on national TV. Like, well, national internet, worldwide internet, knowing this show is very popular. Like, I don't know. Let's hear what happened.
Separated. And while some people are okay with dating someone that's separated, me personally, having already gone through that and just knowing the emotional roller coaster, I prefer someone that's just completely detached from any type of situation, especially divorce where kids are involved and just, so many aspects are involved. Yes. There's just no telling what can happen. I have friends that got back with their ex-husbands just before the divorce or after. So, yeah, unfortunately, that's just something I wish could have been conveyed to me up front so that, I could have been able to really make that decision. But he was honest and forthcoming about it, which I appreciated. He could have kept saying, I'm fully divorced, but I did appreciate his honesty about that. But, I had to now make a new decision. So I did.
Okay, so Chad, kind of bring it back on over to you.
Chad.
Are you in the works of a divorce, or it's still just a separation and the divorce hasn't been filed yet?
No, it's been filed. So what happened when I submitted for the show? I actually submitted for me and my cousin to go on there, but he did not want to be on that type of platform with that amount of people. So I submitted the application for myself. It was about 3 or 4 days when everything was supposed to be finalized in June. Now, there was some circumstances that happened on her end that I don't even want to bring up that forced the date to be postponed to a later date, but everything is basically settled on that. Okay. The custody, just about everything in the property. But yeah, so it got postponed. And by the time I was to get on the show, it was supposed to be completely finalized. But even before then, we already knew it was done and haven't even, no physical contact or interaction with each other for over a year. So, yeah, so that's why I wanted to,
get back out there, right?
And get out there and see what it was going to do.
Okay. And like you said, you're fully detached by this point, so you are obviously ready to go back out there and begin dating again, right?
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So Johyko, for you, have you been in a situation before where you were dealing with someone, you specifically, I know you said people, it's happened, but have you specifically ever dated someone who's in the process of a divorce?
I have. And it's something that I kind of found out again, along the way. And I'm just the type of person, I put everything out on the table up front, take it or leave it. Give me the decision to, decide whether I want to move forward in knowing this information. So the fact that I kind of found out a few days later, and then it was just the lie. Chad, I love you. But the fact that he was oh, no, when I questioned him, you just said wife twice. This is your second time you said wife. Are you sure you're divorced? And he told me, yeah. He gave me that reassurance. So just that lie, and I remember that was one of my deal breakers. So for whatever reason, he chose not to disclose that at the time. I prefer someone that's very transparent, very, I'm very, like I said on the show, I'm real big with integrity and honesty. That goes a very long way for me. So it was the lie, which I consider to be a lie. And we've talked about it. He's it's not a.
I appreciate Johyko standing on business. I mean, so many women would have brushed that off and been like, he's a good guy, he's in the verge of being divorced. I'm just gonna overlook the fact that he wasn't straightforward and upfront about it, but it's in the process, and I'm just gonna move forward. So I just commend her for standing on business. She knows what she wants and what she is and is not willing to deal with, because she's already predicted the outcome. If you start the relationship not being upfront and honest, then more things are going to come about within the relationship that are going to be revealed and cause pain or irreparable damage. So I commend her. He's a nice looking guy. He seems stand up and all that, but yeah, stand on your business.
It was you told me you had this,
I say separated, she says I said divorce, but I know.
So you're saying you've already told her from the beginning that it was you're in a separation, you're not fully divorced.
Yeah, when we got to the place that we hung out and ate and had drinks and everything, I said separated, and I don't know if I went into why it got postponed afterwards, but I do remember mentioning that it was supposed to be finalized in June, and there was things that happened, and we talked a lot about that behind the scenes, but what caused it for the date to get extended. So I was upfront that day about that, because I didn't want to, she's in Florida, I'm out here, start off with, little details that may not be true. I could have sworn I said separated, but she's 100% adamant that I said divorce, but the ultimate truth is that there is no connection there, nothing to go back to, really. So that's just that.
Okay.
Yeah. And if he would have told me he was separated, that would have been a deal breaker right off the bat for me. I would have definitely paid attention to that because, again, I just prefer someone who has no ties.
You did say that that day.
Although he is,
She said that day?
She said that night. You said that. That's a deal. I'm going to be honest. That's a deal breaker for me. We still had a good time after that.
What I told you was a deal breaker was that the only time I mentioned deal breaker was the passport because we end up. There were a lot of questions.
You did say that. She's right. She's right.
So the only time I mentioned
that, but she's right. It was for that.
Right. The only time that I mentioned deal breaker was when I asked him, does he have a passport? And I was like, oh man, that would have been a deal breaker for me. But it's something that you can obtain at a later time. So I was still open to just getting to know him. But trust me, had he told me Arlette,
yeah, a passport is something that it only takes a month to get a passport. So yeah, for that to be a deal breaker, yeah, that has to be a joke. So him not remembering if he said separated or divorced is crazy work, right? Crazy work.
He was separated. Anybody that knows me know I don't do separations. I don't do none of that. I prefer someone who is 100% out of a situation. While they're separated and not living together, there are still a lot of things that have to be resolved within, that dissolution of the marriage. And it's just not something that I prefer not to. And don't get me wrong. there are people who are separated and back out on the dating scene and they have no ties. I just prefer not because there's just no telling what can happen. After the divorce, there's still that healing process. With my divorce, after I divorced, that reality hit. As much as I was looking forward to it, it was painful. I had to heal, So
you're thinking.
I know what she is talking about because I was married. I wasn't even married very long, but just a few years. And when I got divorced, initially I thought, we had irreconcilable differences, and we decided to get a divorce. So I didn't hate him or anything, but just going through that divorce process and disconnecting from someone you were connected with for a number of years and intertwined with, doing everything with seeing him every day, making business transactions together and paying bills together, just emotionally having that person there for you, and then you have to completely disconnect, and then sometimes you've connected to the family, and now it's like now you have to disconnect from the family. Sometimes it's just it can be mentally and emotionally taxing, no matter who you're divorcing from, just the act of it. And you do need a debriefing period to heal. So I get where she's coming from with that.
Thinking he's not fully healed yet enough for you to
the divorce is not even final. Yeah, there's a whole nother process post-divorce that you go through emotionally, mentally, just the adjustment of, no longer having affairs and financial. It's just too much. I don't want to, so yeah, that was just my choice. And yeah, I don't recall him telling me he was separated. I would have definitely told him at that moment we can only be friends, but it didn't go down that way.
Okay, so now what if we're saying everything finalizes, he's good to go, and he comes out and says, I'm officially a divorced man. What's it gonna look like between you two?
I think honestly that would have to be a bridge that I would have to cross when it gets there.
It's there. Okay.
But even outside of that.
This.
Okay, go ahead, Chad. Go ahead.
Let me just say this.
Wait, I was talking, Chad. Let me finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I won't forget. Go ahead. My bad.
To truthfully answer your question, I spoke to Chad about this. Another thing that I don't deal with is drama. And unfortunately, wife-to-be came on my page. She was on several blogs. Yeah, she commented on my page. And I prefer to be in healthy relationships, where whether we get along.
Now that is a no-no. I just do not like dealing with any type of phone calls, text messages. That is something, yeah, especially not in these crazy times. Somebody coming on, because like that show, everybody knows her. I mean, if she was, everybody knows them who watches this show, is millions of people that watch this show. So I'm not sure why he would go on the show knowing that he's still married. And he has to know how that woman is. And she's messaging this lady. She didn't say what the lady said. Maybe she'll tell us later. But just the fact of her coming onto her platform and announcing, hey, I'm connected to Chad, I'm his wife, or whatever she might have said, is just enough to scare a person, enough to say, hey, this isn't a situation I want to, probably be involved in. It's crazy.
Or we don't, there's just no drama. So
Yes.
the fact that she did that and we don't even have anything going on yet,
Oh my God.
it kind of, that was a red flag to me.
Exactly.
I prefer to deal with, I don't mind a person that has an ex-wife, a baby mom, whatever that situation. But as long as they know how to be mature and handle themselves accordingly, that's fine. But nothing even happened yet, and she's already on my page. Oh, you need to ask him this and da da da. No, I don't. I live a very peaceful, soft life. My kids, like, that's just not something I want to entertain because who's to say down the road when something happens. So one of my lights just went out. Can you guys still see me fine?
You want to fix it? Yeah, we still see you. Did you want to fix it, or it's good? It's back. Looks like
okay.
It's back.
Yeah. Well, I have a backlight and I had my ring light on. But as long as you guys can see me, okay. I can plug it in really quickly if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I had it plugged into my laptop, but my laptop is shut.
What she was just discussing, I said if the shoe were on the other foot and her ex is coming up out the throwing mud on the wall and being messy, I told her the same thing. I wouldn't entertain that, to be honest. I don't have time for that. I'm a very busy man. I wouldn't want to entertain that as well. And we talked about that, and her bringing up that she doesn't know if I'm healed. I don't know if I could say the same thing for her to be able to do something like that on a big platform when she's moved on. She has another man and has moved on. So to do what she did, it didn't make sense to me. And
you're talking about your ex-wife to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's already moved on as another man, and I don't know why you would even do that. Just being messy. I probably seeing me on a platform, and we've been together forever since 2007. That's a long stretch, and to see that maybe, I don't know what it did, but I'm completely moved on. I am completely detached from that, and I can't speak for or control others' actions, and that's unfortunate, and I understand it. But I thought,
wow, that is a long time. 2007, that's 17 years. So they're still married. So that's 17 years that they've been married. So he was probably pretty young when he got married. I can't remember his age. So um I guess she is surprising him with these emotions that he's saying he wasn't aware that she would behave in that way. But oh my God, sorry to hear this. This is very unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear this. Let's listen.
When I was on the show, I didn't see something, and I may have been talking to Danny next to me or something, but when it was time for her to pop between me, La, and Hubert, she was about to pop on me. What? And I brought that up. So I was like, all right, out of the three. And just right before then, Hubert just got through flaming her, and I'm like, damn.
Now, Hubert flamed her afterwards because that's when she went to ask why did he pop, and he said I popped because of this, that, and the other, and she got that in her head. So this is before Hubert said anything. However, I didn't notice that she was gonna pop. She kept going back and forth. Oh lordy, 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 yeah, speaking in another native tongue and just going back and forth. But I guess I have to watch it again because I didn't notice that it looked like she was gonna actually pop Chad. But she was going back and forth. She definitely was.
Went to go watch the show back over. I didn't see that initially, that she was coming over to pop me. I don't know where I was not seeing that, but had I saw that, I would have thought in my head, like, she really is not interested in me in that way. I don't know what it is. She's a sweetheart. I don't think she'll really bring up what it is. She mentioned, like, I'm too old to be too picky, bald or whatnot. I don't know if you don't like baldness or what it is. You never mentioned anything about that. But in my head, when I rewatched it, it seemed that way. Like you were going to pop on me. Yeah, so I didn't see it initially.
I'm not sure why he would even bring this up at this point. Like, what is the point in you saying she was gonna pop on you after she bring up the fact that you're married, you wasn't really upfront about it. Your wife came on her platform, I guess, no, threatening her. I don't know what she did. I don't remember hearing her say what the woman said, but to say, "Oh, you almost popped on me," after all that, it's kind of like, I know she didn't give him a chance to really talk, but it's kind of like weird. Like, where are you going with this?
I may have been talking to Danny right next to me, but when I watched the show again and she had the choice between Hubert, and me, she did her little shuffle back and forth, and then he popped, but she was clearly headed to me. So before all the other things that she rightfully so wouldn't want to continue on, you have your preferences and everything, before those even came up, after seeing that video, she already had her mind made up, in my opinion, that, I may not be her flavor. That's just what it looked like to me. So
okay, Johyko, let's hear from you.
I can answer that. Well, first, Hubert had not done anything yet. It was in that moment that he had actually popped, because you're saying after Hubert already said what he said. He hadn't said anything yet. That's why he popped, because I was taking too long to pop. It was my turn to pop the balloon, and because I couldn't decide. And yes, I was walking your way, and that's when he popped, and that's when all the "why did you pop your balloon" transpired with Hubert.
So my memory is terrible.
Yeah, it had not happened yet.
So you were walking his way to go pop his balloon?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, out of those three, I really did not know who to pop. I'm sure many can speak for me when they say that you have to pop. Like, I remember I asked, I was like, can I ask a question? Like, can I have more of a reason to eliminate somebody? But the rule of the game is you have to eliminate somebody. Yeah. I didn't have enough information. Honestly, to my opinion, all three of them, physically, they were not bad looking. You know what I mean? So going off of looks, that was not the reason. I just had to pop. Like, I had to pop. So I popped. I was almost going to pop on Hubert, because that's who I almost popped on first. Mm-hmm. Like, I almost popped on him. And then actually, I was going to pop on you, and then I was going to go back and pop on Hubert. That's when he popped, Because then I was about to pop on him. Then I started to walk towards you. I'm not going to lie. It was confusion, okay? I did not know what to do. And I didn't even base my popping reason on anything aside from the fact that I had to pop somebody.
Okay, so is Chad is someone that is your type, though?
Yeah, no, Chad is attractive. Okay. Like I've said before, Chad, to me, it was between Chad and I forgot Danny, that were best dressed. And if I had to pick between them two, Danny still had streetwear. He still had the shredded jeans. He looked... Chad looked...
No. Are you talking about the guy in the front, the first guy?
Danny was the last one with all black, and he had the
oh, you call that streetwear?
The shredded jeans. Like, when dinner-wise, that's more like street urban. And I look at a first date type thing as a first dinner. Slacks. First encounter. So yeah, I was looking for something more. So he was the only one that didn't really come off as streetwear. He had on a collared shirt. He had on just some solid jeans. And he had on I guess, I don't know what kind of sneakers to call those, but kind of all those
Timberlands.
Oh, right. But they were nice shoes. They weren't sneakered, he was the best dressed, in my opinion, based on how he put himself together, Okay. Now, some of the other guys were more stylish, but for the occasion, Chad matched more so what I would have wanted to see everybody on the lineup with, even though he still, was still casual, but it was it was appropriate, so yeah, I don't know. Chad is even when I talk to Chad on the phone, we still talk often. And, I look at him, he's very attractive. I love when the sun hits his face. He has a nice skin. The bald head looks good. I don't have preference on hair, so it had nothing to do with that. The only reason I popped on you is because I was taking too long picking. I really didn't know who. That was a very challenging time at that moment. So
yeah,
that's the only reason I popped.
Yeah. Okay. No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Chad, does that give you the clarification?
I'll give you that.
That's my true honesty. But you're entitled to still feel how you feel, and I respect that. But I'm giving you my genuine, straight, raw, authentic transparency. I have no reason to lie.
Okay, so now how's dating life? Are you guys dating still? Since it obviously didn't work between the two of you, are you guys seeing other people? Are you still out there? Like, how's that going?
I'll let her answer first.
Okay, go ahead, Johyko.
I mean, right now, I'm open to dating. Clearly, my DMs have gone insane, crazy since my viral moment.
She needs to come on the show again. She needs to try again. I hope she gets some better choices. Seeing that they know her and what she wants and likes, hopefully, well, I don't know. I don't know how they would bring her on, if it'll be exactly like the show she came on, or would it be a situation like Blind Date or what those other shows. But I would like to see her find somebody. She seems like a very nice young lady. I would like to see her happy and find a good match.
But I'm still very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very intentional, so I'm just not willing to link up with whoever because of whatever. My dating technique still has not changed. I'm someone I was married already. I've been divorced 7 years. I was in one little 3-month relationship, and here I am still single. I don't mind being here until the right thing comes along. So that's just where I am with it.
That's awesome.
I haven't found any good opportunities yet. So I'm here. I'm patiently waiting.
Okay, Chad, what about yourself?
Not to the extent that Johyko had, but I think mainly because they were hearing, I have a mobile pet care business. I have a fat cat at home. The cat ladies did start rolling in, and others. But I'm not the type, and I'm not really that experienced in dating. I've been in one relationship, like I said, since 2007. So this is all new to me, and just my preference is one person at a time. I'm not trying to juggle or anything like that. I have my values, and the way I want to conduct myself is just easier for me because I value peace of mind. Ultimately, for everything to run the way it does. But I did read all those DMs, and there was one that was real classy and respectful, and she seemed happy about the situation, but also threw in the if it didn't work out, hit me up.
Oh my, these girls do not play. They say, "Hey, I'm throwing my hat in the ring. I'm going to give it a shot. Let me see what happens." Like, Jesus, let the paint dry, honey.
And I did, and
he told me, because I took this. I
did tell her. I did tell her, and I'll say thank you to BM and to you, because in the first 2 weeks when me and Johyko were speaking, we were every day. Even though I felt like she was up front, and I did tell her, the first day I had my memory, she had hers, but we did get to the point fast. We were very direct in our communication, and I love that. And that's actually part of the reason I was attracted to her on the stage. Her confidence, and then getting torched in the way she responded to that, the class and everything, that was dope to me. Yeah. And I know
I have to say, she was very classy in her response. She was not disrespectful nor mean or vindictive. She just said, "Hey, I just want the world to know that I don't have knotty braids under my wig." Um, it was very classy how she handled that.
What I want, and that aligned with what I wanted. And but when I reached out to the in the DMs, I sensed that in that message as well. And I gotta say, I'm operating the same way. I don't have a technique because I'm not dating or anything, but my technique is be straightforward. When I here for a long time, don't waste anybody's time. I got a business. I got kids.
Right.
I'm the type. I'm a one woman type man, and I know that. Well, I don't know, but from hearing from everybody, the dating market has peanut or fecal matter, all that, what everybody's saying. But I think I'm a good judge of character, and who I reach out to, we tackle some heavy topics just across the board, and my technique this time was to not go first and ask questions. So just in case, I was protecting myself, to not get love bombed, or I was very protective. And it was weird how on just about, I can't say just about, on every level, we were connecting. So I think you may have found the female version of me, to be honest. And yeah, so once me and Johyko started,
I'm not sure if the female version of you would be the best fit because, like they say, opposites attract. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He may be back on here saying, "Oh, him and that lady didn't work out, and he and Johyko are together." Who knows? But I'm happy he found someone. I just wish that he would wait until everything was finalized. But I get it. He said it's been over a year, so hey, it is what it is. Life is what it is.
The first 2 weeks we were talking every day, and then it kind of started to fade. But I checked on her when the storm came and everything. She's a dope person. But once it started to fade, then I reached out to her to say, "Hey, what's up?" And it kind of.
He wanted to make sure we knew he didn't just start this conversation during the time he was talking to Johyko. He waited until that situation faded, and then he pursued this lady to see where it would go. So okay, that's good.
Ramped up real quick, and
It ramped up real quick.
yeah. So we're actually gonna see each other for the first time
Oh, they haven't
at
seen
the
each
end of the
other
month,
yet.
and
Okay.
see how it goes. But I don't think I'm moving too fast, because of everything we talked about, and but it's not to say I'm gonna rush anything, but I have some strong feelings, I must admit, and yeah, I think you may have found somebody for me, even though it wasn't a screen off the
You know
show and
what?
everything.
If it does work out, she's the lucky girl, because at the end of the day, and I told Chad this as well. Like, I was very transparent with him. He's a great guy. Like, unfortunately, it's just his circumstances that I can't. Like,
can't get away.
I told him, I said, look, even if you weren't married and you were fully divorced, you have an ex-wife that decided to come on my page, and
Right.
that, and I hate situations like that where it's not even at the cause of you, but unfortunately because of your environment around you. And again, like, I don't know her. I don't know what she's capable of. The fact that she felt that way. Wait, what if I come to Vegas or you move here, or like, so I have kids that I have to protect. I have myself that I need to protect. So I was like, it's just unfortunate, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, Chad is a great person. I was really looking forward to getting to know him. We had some great topics. I did feel like we aligned in certain areas, but unfortunately, it's so unpredictable when you're going through a divorce, and that it's just a risk I can't take. I could take that risk, but the risk of things, hey, she wants to work, we don't know. And I just can't take like an announcement like that, because I am somebody that, like I said, I'm intentional. So if I like you, I like you. I'm gonna, I go hard, I fall hard, and I would hate for something like that to ever happen to me. And then, like I said, that other aspect, but he's a good guy. He really is. And that's why I choose to still be friends with him, because at the end of the day, when I don't feel like things are working out, I'm like, okay, cut you off. But no, I do want to know how he's doing. I do. every day when I'm calling him, he's doing his pet grooming, and I love that for him. Like the black boy joy in that whole, like you don't see too many black men in that industry, you know.
Yeah,
so
you don't.
To see him doing his thing, and I really.
That is so true. That is amazing that he does have that. I think it's a mobile pet grooming business, and that's awesome that he is a young African American male that is in that field. So yeah, you don't see many. So and it seems to me to be a very lucrative field to be in because a lot of people put a lot of money into their pets these days, caring for them as if they were their actual children, getting their hair done, getting their nails done, getting, making sure their health is up to par and different things of that nature. So, hey, he is a good guy. It seems like, it seems like he has everything together. I just wish he was divorced and he had not, kind of misspoke or gave the wrong impression at the beginning to qualify as a lie.
Love that for him.
Yeah.
So no, I truly wish you the best in your future dating endeavors.
Yeah, and Chad, we're gonna definitely have to hear more about this. We might have to bring you on BM Talks
You're lucky.
to hear more about this.
That quick, but
I'm with that. I'll do it.
Oh, Chad,
and now
Johyko,
you're still out there.
I'm out there. I'm open.
Would you be interested on coming back, or like, what's it looking like for you?
Show?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys like, I could, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
I don't even watch this type of stuff, to be honest, but I saw a clip and that shit was funny. Hopping on the short kings, all the trash talking. It's funny. But not only that, how genuine you are. I could tell that you find pure joy in matching two people. You literally had two people getting married because of your show. Had you not made that show, those two people would not have connected. That's dope as hell. Shout out to them.
That's my husband.
Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
But I sensed how genuine you guys were and the class in that. I wouldn't have entertained, no disrespect, but I wouldn't have entertained some of the other shows because it just didn't compare to this one. You as a host, the class, the genuine joy in what you do is why I don't do anything like this. Shout out to Brian. I'm from the ghetto. We don't like to bring attention to ourselves. We do not bring attention to ourselves, but I am one to go against the grain for most of my family, and I'll like start my own business and doing like I'll get on stage, do character. I like to get outside the box and do things. And this was this was the biggest outside of the box thing that I did.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. And shit, you guys probably changed my life with what's going on right now. We'll see, to be determined.
Okay.
But,
no, we definitely have to hear more, Chad. I got to talk to BM about this.
Talk to him and get back to me.
Thanks for having me, guys. Like I appreciated the opportunity. Everybody wanted to know. Everybody's been DMing me. Are you still talking to him? Here is y'all answer.
Right.
Are you guys still together? What's going on? How are you in your match? Me and my match, we are friends. I'm happy for him. I wish the best for him. I'm still single, but relax your body, please.
We'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want me back on the show, I'm sure people would love to see me back on the show. I'm open to it. I would love to be intentional. I really want to meet somebody special. So yeah, and it happened. So yeah, we can talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't feel that I'm biased. She was one of the biggest stars on the show. She has to be back.
Right, girl. People waiting for you.
There's a reunion. I would love to come back on the reunion. But I'm open to it because I think people kind of got to know who I was.
They did.
So I feel like if men know that I'm coming back, or maybe they won't know, maybe they'll be like, you know what, she was the serious one. I want to go with serious intent. So
just to kind of.
As long as they're not I love my professional men. So no street, no hood guys, none of that. We could talk about it.
She said none of those ghetto guys. None of those guys that's like on those other pop the balloon shows that he said he would not have gone on. If you look at some of those other pop the balloons, I mean, it's like they pull them right off the streets to come in there, and it's a big joke. It's like, I don't know, you just gotta watch them. This pop the balloon, like he said, is so much more classy. Um, her BM and Arlette, they do this show with class. The people they bring on this show pretty much has a certain level of class, most of them. So it's not overwhelming with people just out of order doing whatever. He has a certain criteria of what you should do and what you how things should be done, and they pretty much go along those lines. So yeah, this is a cool show.
I'm scared of those people.
So, any upcoming projects, just for us to go ahead and wrap it up, that we could be on the lookout from either one of you?
As for me, I mean, I'm just still doing the same thing. I'm still here doing social work. Now, because of the viral moment, I did sign to an agency. So, we're looking at possible things, God willing. Hopefully I can get some brand deals. I got some things in the making. So I don't know yet. I don't know what will become of it. It's a little different for me because I'm just someone who just likes to be me. I'm on social media just to be on social media. I consider myself an influencer, not because I'm like an Instagram influencer, but I influence people through my traveling, through my hair. People have literally told me I cut my hair because of you. I visited this country because of you. So that's where I consider myself an influencer. So I'm on social media just to show people my life and to just spread that positivity, the happiness, and that's it. So this is kind of like a new realm for me. Like, now I'm like, oh, we need you to create content. Ugh. But we'll see what comes out of that. People are just saying I'm naturally pretty, my hair, all this. So might as well see what opportunities can come from it.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't wait to see.
Somewhere else. I know. Thank you guys for that opportunity. I still can't believe I went that viral. That
was, Now, Chad, what about for yourself? Any upcoming projects? Anything we could be on the lookout for?
Well, I've been sitting on several lyric folders for I don't know how many years, and just as of recent, in the last couple of years, I've been putting those projects into action and, dropping music on my YouTube page. I do have one project coming in a few weeks. So, but outside of that, with my business, I am proud to say shout out to my boy AJ, helping another black man create his business in the same field. Just trying to tackle every avenue of it: sitting, training, linking with breeders. I had people in my DMs not only just to holler, but to network with business. You don't see in this field just black people, period, that often. And I had a lot of women reaching out to network. I have my brother out in California. I was already talking about networking with him to expand out there, and a couple people out there that's already established. So, just webbing out and seeing where this goes. I perfected the craft now. Perfected the craft. Now it's time to grow.
Yes. Oh, all right. Well, good luck to both of you guys. Thank you so much for coming on today. I wish you both the best of luck in everything you do. And thank you everyone at home for tuning in. We'll catch you all next time.
Hey, guys.
I really hate that they did not get an opportunity to connect. I mean, it seems like he is a really great guy. He has a lot going on that's positive, that any woman would be happy to be a part of or have a mate that's a part of that. And for her, she's just a beautiful spirit. Like, she knows what she likes. She's no nonsense. And I love that about her. I love how positive she is and how confident she is in herself and in her abilities, in her look, and in what she will and will not accept in a mate. So I'm praying she comes back and finds her somebody special, somebody that's gonna meet her criteria and just be a stand-up guy. I I pray for her. So everyone, thanks for watching. I am Sammy of Sammy's World. Have a blessed day. Please like, comment, and subscribe.